collection. This collection is from 2017, and it's quite colorful, happy, and called Live Wild and Free. And I like to go with you in a quick tour through all the folders and show you in this video what you get with the whole collection. So let's go through the previews I have created. This is a quick overview. Here are some layouts from the creative team. The papers, a lot of brushes. You get an awesome pack with for a painter's toolbox, styles, really chunky colors here, and photo tins, and of course the templates from the weeks 27 to 30 for 2017, and of course the word arts. So let's jump right into the folders of the collection. Here we are with the artsy bits and pieces, and when you download them you get 2 packages because I have to split them up, that you get a little bit smaller packages to download. This is the artsy bits and pieces A, and this is the B pack. Butterflies, gesso frames. Here you get a Polaroid frame, and it's a PSD file, and of course you get a PNG file with the Polaroid, and you can add here by yourself a word art if you like. And yes, these are the artsy bits and pieces, and then the next pack are the artsy bits and pieces number 2, and this pack is loaded with lots of realistic products, especially some embroidery. Here we have some really colorful embroidery, stitched hearts, flowers with and without realistic shadows, and leaves, frames, and some sequins here. So this is the artsy bits and pieces number 2 pack. And then we have the art frames. The art frames come in PSD file. So you have, when you open them, you have a just click them. You have the mask, so you only need to clip into that your image, and the frames do have realistic shadows. You can turn them on and off, but so they are really realistic. I took that with the photo, and before I crunched the paper and cut it out, so it was really a realistic paper. When I have created it, that's not digital created, so you get really something cool to work with. And also that one here, and when you check out the preview you can see how it can look with the photo in it clipped. So these are the art frames, and then we go into the embroideries, and these are swirls. You get them all in different colors, and you get it in 2 versions. So this is outline stitching, and this is filled stitching with different colors, and yes, you get different shapes and variations here. Also here you get 2 packs because I needed to split them up, and altogether you get lots of realistic embroidery when you open them. And let's zoom then. This is how it looks with 100%. So that's pretty cool when you place it on your images or on your pages, and you can decorate them. Then the next pack we have the gesso pieces. We have here 9, 10, 12 different realistic gesso pieces. They were really painted by myself with stencils, and this is what you get. They are not good to see this one because of the preview, but let's open them in Photoshop. Hold on for a second, and let's do that pink. So just drag and drop. This is how it looks on your page. Also this one is pretty bad to see. Also this. So real gesso pieces. Here we have some dots. They are also great, and they are 12 by 12 inch, so you have a complete overlay for a 12 by 12 page when you have created them. Individual sizes, shapes, 12 different pieces you get in the gesso pieces. Then we have the magic lights. What shall I say? Colorful, use different blend modes. You can also use them as a mask to clip a photo on it, and you will be surprised how a nice blending you get. And let's see how this can look. Only open a magic light here now in my Pixabay app, and we take just the best photo and place it here, and you see it's really nice blended. What you now can do is you can change here now the blending modes. You can light to lighten, just play around, and you get really cool effects by using the different colors of the magic light and as a clipping mask together. So maybe that's something new for you, and maybe you have a new idea when you create your artsy pages. These are the magic lights, and you get 20 different ones in this pack. And then we have the papers now. We have some gesso papers here, white with a, here is a old book, and I like that one really. It's really collage thing. Also that one is pretty nice, and this one is also very nice here. Okay, these are the gesso papers, and then we have the mixed media papers with exposure versions. I added those four papers, no, 5. They are not shown in the preview because I found them in the folder and threw them in, so this is a little plus for you. And then we have, of course, some really cool mixed media papers here, like that one, and they are pretty cool if you use them maybe with a magic light and only use a part of the paper as a background. So you have the solid paper, then you place a magic light, and then you clip from the mixed media paper something in. So you have created your own blended product or paper as a background. And these are the solid papers here with some paint strokes. Not much going on those papers, but I think solid papers are always the best to start a page. Then we have, let's wait, I need to go down. We have here the word arts. I want to do always first the elements. So we have here the word arts. These are the word arts. I used here really different fonts here. I think it really goes with me here. So this is what you get here. Also some Dymo type styles, and of course you get some ABR brush files here to use it as in Photoshop and Photoshop Elements as a brush file, if you love that. Then we have some punchinellas and confettis. These are the confettis here. Also here, and also you get everything as an ABR file. So if you like to use them as an ABR file, don't worry, just open them in Photoshop or Photoshop Elements, and you have your brushes. And these are the punchinellas, different colors, different shapes, and all a little bit tiered, so you get some grungy effects here for your pages. And then we can go into the painter's toolbox. We have first the art paints here. I still can remember when I painted them, I wanted some thick acrylic paint, and tried here a lot with different colors and thickener for my acrylic paints. And this is what I came up. Oh, I like that part. For example, this part here. It's smooth, but it's thick, and then those like those stripes from the different colors. It's really, I think it really turned nice out what I've created here. And here's some flowers here, so you can stick them together, create them out of them an art page. I tried to create a Painter's Toolbox extra video that you can see what you can also do with the Painter's Toolbox. And then we have the art paints, the stamps. So I created out of those art paints stamp versions. They are only black, and you get a lot of them, and you get 61 stamps here. Flowers. Here's some brushes, brush strokes, a lot. Here we have the flowers, brush strokes, a lot. I think if you have this pack, you are really covered with art paints. And of course you get also some an ABR file with all the stamps in one ABR file, so you can open them in Photoshop and Photoshop Elements and use them as a stamp there. Then we have the next pack. It's the brush mix. Also you get here PNG files, and I have what I have here. There's an MP4, a little clip. Öffnen mit. I'm talking in German. So this is what I want. So you can, what's that? I don't know if that's, no, that's nothing important here, this clip. So I should, so you can, I will delete that out of the folder and replace it, so you don't see that little clip here. But you can see it on my YouTube channel, of course. Okay, start from the beginning here. These are the brush mix, and you get some watercolor drips, a lot of drips, some stencils, stamps. I don't know what, I tried a lot of different material here to make those kind of stamps. Here we have some fingerprints. This was, I know, it was a lace, a piece of lace, and as far I remember, I used here a kind of vegetable stamped around. So I was very experimental with this brush mix. And here we have some really harsh brushes here. If you use them together, and you can start and create your own mask, for example, if you would like. And then, yes, here. And this is my handprint. So you get that also. Give me 5. Okay, brush mix. Then we have the brush tools. This is the brush tool set, and you get an ABR file and TPL file. So you can load, if you have Photoshop CC, the newest version always, you can load both. You can load the ABR and the TPL, but it always gets complicated because the ABR file in that file doesn't include all settings what a TPL file is. So always try firstly to load the TPL file if you have an TPL file in a folder, because it contains much more information in your brushes than an ABR file. But Adobe changed, I think 1 year ago maybe, the ABR. They do not support anymore TPL file. They have it in Photoshop included, but you can't. But the TPL and the ABR in the Photoshop CC are meanwhile the same. Back in 2017, TPL was the more the file with the more information for a brush than the ABR. I hope this makes sense for you. If you have any question, please ask us at the Artology group. A link is always here in the All About NBK-Design folder, so you can get in contact with me. It's really a problem with Adobe that they changed always their settings and do something new and leave something and so on. So the best is if you have Photoshop CC, load the TPL file. So open it, double click, and it opens, and you can go to where it is. It loads. So we have the papers. So we need to maybe that one. Open that. So you go to Windows, you go to tool presets, and I should have deleted that firstly. Yes. Okay, done. So going back again to the brush tools, go to TPL, double click on it. Nah, my computer is still slow. So it loads here in the tool presets. Okay, now we have them here. So these are the TPL file, and let's go. This is nice watercolor blender here, and this is softer one. Also here, nice one. And they have all the colors also already attached, so you can see it here. It changes when I change the tool, and this is something, it's a mixer, And this really only works in Photoshop. It will not work in Photoshop Elements. If you have a Photoshop Elements, you always need to load only the ABR file, because only that loads in your Photoshop Elements. Photoshop Elements only supports ABR file, and TPL file was only created for Photoshop. So that's an Adobe thing, so it's not coming from me. Okay, mixer, gelato. We have here some mixer, and you see how it mixes the colors, and it's really like those Faber-Castell mixer, gelato mixers. And you can change, of course, here the colors if you want, in the color how you like, and this is what it does, mix. Grunge mixer that is a little bit bigger. Then we have here dots. That's also nice. That's a nice line. So we can zoom in. Just check that out. It's like a stitched line you get here. And then we have some stitches. Also pretty nice. And pen with pressure. And you can see this will only work with an if you have a Wacom board. So it's pressure sensitive. This is very soft, and the more I put pressure on my pen now, the thicker this tool works. And you can see how nicely you can paint some flowers here. Look at it. It's totally easy. It's really nothing what no one can. You don't need to be afraid that you can't draw kind of flowers like this, because you get from me the right tools here. And then we have the vintage wallpaper here. That's also nice. You get here a little bit of some foliage, and yes, it blends, and it's here linear Dutch. And of course you can always change here the settings by yourself. If you change something and you want to go back, you only go and click again on the tool, and everything is set back to how you get the file from me. But you can always change each brush set, brush tool by yourself, and play around and explore it. And yeah, this says paint with dots, and I don't know, there are no dots. I don't know, I need to check that out. It always can happen. And this is a lot of grunginess, and this would make sense if you maybe use it with the white, so you have a little bit like gesso. So make some grunginess on top of it. And then we have some mist. This is also pretty nice. So you can make this like sugar powdered with this texture. I really would, these are the dots. Okay, you need to have, I know, it's set to color dodge, and maybe you change it to multiply and use a black, then it works better for you. Sometimes some tools do not work in the first beginning because the background is created in a way that the brush on top will not work, because it overlights, and then it disappears even you paint on top of it. So always changing here the blend mode can help for you if you're stuck into a problem like that one. So these are the brush tools, and I don't want to go more deeper in that. So this is the preview, and this is how I've created with those tools. And it was pretty easy, and I think it can really create nice textures or whatever. So we have here some styles. I will not open them now in Photoshop because you can see them here also on the preview. And this is the free part of this collection because these are the color swatches. And then we have the gesso styles here, and they are also pretty cool. We have here gesso styles, and I worked into the gesso also a bit of some doily papers, and they are all seamless, so when you use them you get always a seamless texture, especially if you use them with together with the brush tools. You get really awesome results and create really nice paintings. So we have here some grunge texture styles, and they are transparent. So when you open them, and you can overlay them, and so the textures will go through. You can also see here in the preview. Can I make that a little bigger? No. Oh, doesn't work. So you can see this writing here in the background is just in the paper, so this looks through the style, so this is very transparent, and I think they also great to use in combination with the gesso styles and the brush mix and the brush tools, of course. Then we have the impasto style. Wow, they are really thick, they are colorful, and I really love them together using the brush brush tools here. So make only short, make a new layer here, and we have the styles here. Let's make them bigger. So this is what you get, and they are really very chunky, and of course you can use them, make them bigger like that one. Okay, then we have the style mix, and you get here, this is the style mix. Also here, realistic, these styles on the bottom are realistic paint. So I really painted with acrylic and scanned them and put them together and made them seamless. And they are a combination of old papers like those ones here and realistic paint. So this is the the style mix. And then we have photo tints here. Photo tints are let's check out for that the previews. It loads. I changed my external hard drive, and it seems it's a little bit slower. Okay, these are the photo tints. You can see how when they are styles, and you can add them to your photos, so you can really change the look of each photo with them. And these are in the previews, these are the styles here, and you can overlay them with the color tints, and look how difficult the photo can look after you have attached those styles on your photo. They are pretty easy to use. Let's open them, and yes, of course I've closed the my I hate so my Mac, and I don't want to make everything new because I have so many programs to reinstall. That's why I push it always forward to set up my Mac new. But it gets slower and slower, especially when I record a video. But it gives me time to talk with you. Pixabay, this tool you can get at Pixabay for free. You don't need to pay anything. And with that tool you can get into their photo library. And now it stucks. And now my Photoshop hangs. If that's now happen between my recording, I really get angry. Okay, maybe it will happen something in the background, so I'll get further with the templates. So this was the photo tints here. You saw it here on the preview, and then we have two extra folders with templates. 9 different templates you get when you buy the weekly template bundle for July 2017, and these are the first 3 different. They are fully layered like everything, or like every template you get from me. And these are the extra ones, and then we have here the weekly ones. And I think my Mac passes. So this is week 27. And I will now go into my previews because this is something that gets faster here. So I'm really sorry. So week 27, and then we have here week 28, week 29, and week 30. And then we have the storybook templates, of course. And I really like the storybook template from 2017 with the white border around, and it always looks pretty when you overlay here on the corner around some elements. I think the storybook templates are pretty cool to create for one adventure you have, or for one weekend. So you have one pack to create a little book of memories. Okay, I think we are through now the collection, and I hope you enjoy this video. If you have any question, please feel free to ask. Leave a thumbs up. That is very helpful for my channel. So I'm really begging you, if you watch this video, give me a thumbs up or leave a comment, and come and join my Artology group. When you want to enter the group, you need to answer some questions. That is because we don't get too much spam into the group, so we decided to make some answers you need to answer, and then you get an entry into the group. So yeah. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you love to play with this collection, and I think we're gonna see us in the next video. Bye.